So we're going to talk about what to do when you're selling your house, what investments are worth it, and what are a waste of money. So a friend of mine called me up and said that he's thinking of selling his house, and he's asking me about all these things. So this was my advice. A pool. He's thinking about putting in a pool. If you put in a pool 10 years ago and you use it with your kids and your family, then it's worth putting in a pool. To put in a pool to sell it is a complete waste of money. You're never going to get that money out. It's going to cost you $150,000 to put in a pool, put in paver patios, put in an outdoor kitchen. Just to sell it, you will not get that money back. An appraiser is going to come to the house. He's going to look at other houses in the neighborhood that have pools, and for the $150,000 or so that you put into the backyard, an appraiser may give you $30,000 or $40,000 worth of money that your house has gone up in value. So that is a complete waste of money if you put it in just to sell your house. If you put it in when your kids are little and you use it for 15 years, that's fine. New kitchens. My friend called me up. He's all concerned about selling the house. He wants to rip out his kitchen. Now I have people who rip out kitchens, but that's when they move into the house. Do not rip out your kitchen and spend $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 redoing your entire kitchen just to sell your house. A, the people who come in and see your kitchen may not like it and may decide that they're gonna rip it out. So that's a complete waste of money. And B, it costs so much money to build out a kitchen that you're not gonna get that money back. Now, kitchens sell houses, bathrooms sell houses, so making the kitchen look nice and clean is a good idea. You know, if you wanna paint the kitchen cabinets professionally, if you have some appliances that look like they need to be removed and new ones put in, that I can see as spending money as a good investment. But do not completely redo your kitchen. Same thing for the bathrooms. Bathrooms are going to cost you $50,000 or $60,000, or depending on how big your bathroom is, can cost a fortune to upgrade your bathroom, redo your bathroom, gut it and completely redo it. What I suggest is you clean it up. You take a look at your caulk. Is it dirty? Maybe have someone come and remove the caulk, put in fresh new caulk, painting, new lighting fixtures. These are things that are going to present your house in a very positive manner. It's going to be clean, and the buyer who is going to come in is going to do whatever they want to do with the bathrooms. Don't be sinking a ton of money into your bathrooms. It is a bad investment. Again, if you're just moving in, sky's the limit. If you're just doing it to sell it, Some people ask me, Eli, do I have to put in a new roof? Do I have to put in a new roof? No, do not put in a new roof. You know how much new roofs cost? $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 depending on the size of your house, size of the roof. In Florida, I believe that a house has to have a new roof every 10 years. And I think that's the only state that I know of that requires that. What I do suggest is having a roofing contractor come out before you sell the house, inspect the roof, do any repairs that are necessary, and then have them write something that certifies that the roof was inspected, the roof was repaired, the roof is in great shape. That's worth the money. Putting in a new roof, you're not getting that money back. Now that's unless, of course, there are some serious issues with the roof and you've got leaking all over the place. That's another consideration. People are worried about the HVAC. Here in Charlotte, we have heat pumps. So it's an air conditioning system that goes in one way in the summer, and a heating system goes the other way in the winter time. So depending on the age, these things last anywhere for 10, 15, I've seen 20 years. If it is working, do not replace it. Do not replace a new furnace. You are not going to get that money out. Even if you think it's old, if it's functional and it's working, I suggest getting an HVAC guy out there, making sure that it looks good. So if an inspector comes in, they have nothing bad to say. You can also use that HVAC report and say, hey, look, we've had these serviced, everything is working fine. Make the buyer feel comfortable, but don't replace HVACs and furnaces. What I certainly don't want you to do is go ahead and overspend on your house when you're selling it. You don't want to pump more money into your house than you're actually potentially going to get out of it. Next thing I don't want you to spend money on is replacing all the freaking windows. Do you know how much it costs to replace all the windows in your house? If you're going to replace windows when you first move in, if it's an older house, I get it. But to replace windows just to sell the house is not anything that you're going to get back on the sale. Now, if a house has broken windows or a couple of them that have lost their seal and are fogged, and you want to fix those, great. But I do not think that you need to replace your windows. So for an example, I don't want you to overspend on your house. Let's say your house has a certain value as it is right now. It's in good shape, it's working, it's looking good, but you have a couple of defects that a potential buyer might look at. Let's say you have a small kitchen. People nowadays, they want these big, open, grand kitchens, especially in the luxury market, or any market for that matter. Or you have a house that has a very tiny yard, it's on the side, it's not in the back, not really usable. You know, it's partially usable. These are defects, and you can't change the lot that your house is on, number one. And number two, spending the money redoing the kitchen and still having a small kitchen is a complete waste of your time and money. A new buyer, if they want a bigger kitchen, they're gonna blow out walls, they're gonna make it the way they want it. So you do not update that kitchen, because no matter what you do, it's still gonna be small. And if you're gonna blow it out, again, you're spending too much money. You don't wanna overprice your house for your neighborhood. Some people ask me, what about my driveway? My driveway is a mess, Eli. There are cracks and part of it is lifted. Don't do the driveway. Driveways are a fortune. I do a lot of new home construction and custom homes. To lay down a driveway is a fortune. I have some people that put in these long circular driveways, winding. It is a fortune. Do not replace the driveway. A buyer is not going to look at the driveway and say, hey, I'm not buying this house because of that driveway. Now, if there's a little area where there are gaps between two parts of the driveway, there's relatively simple fixes for that to kind of lift it so that it is even, which is not expensive for the most part. So you can have somebody inject some polyurethane foam and it lifts the driveway a little bit, but don't go ahead and replace that driveway. Waste of money. Next thing is redoing your floors. If you have wood floors, make sure that the floors look good, especially when you take the pictures, because people are going to be looking at your pictures. That's the first time they take a look at your house. And they're going to see that you have wood floors. They're not going to say, I'm not buying this house because the wood floors have some scratches in it. They're going to come in and they're going to redo the floors before they get into the house. It's a pain in the ass to do wood floors, refinish them while you're living in the house. It's a mess, it's expensive. Let the next buyer do it. The bottom line is, if there's anything broken or anything that looks bad, think of yourself coming into your house as a buyer. And what are you gonna think when you walk into your house? Does it look like crap or does it look wonderful? So that's the best advice. Look at your house as if you were buying it. And what would you do to your house so that you would go ahead and buy it again? Look through the eyes of the buyer. So what are the good updates? What are the things that you can't spend money that you're going to get a return on your investment, in my opinion? Number one, number two, and number three, paint, paint, paint. Painting the entire house a neutral color, like a creamy white, which is in right now, is going to make a huge difference. It's the least amount of money that you're going to be able to spend and get the biggest bang for your buck. Paint, 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 biggest bang for your buck. Another thing that I suggest, controversial, Popcorn ceilings. Popcorn ceilings date your house incredibly. They look ugly. If you can, scraping off the popcorn ceilings and redoing the ceilings and making them look all nice and pretty may be beneficial and may make your house more desirable for someone to come in and buy. Essentially, you want to make your house white and bright and clean and pretty so that it looks very appetizing, appealing to someone who's coming in. Next thing is wallpaper. If it's old wallpaper, now wallpaper is back, you know, people are putting wallpaper in and they're wallpapering parts of their walls. But if it is old, ugly 1980s wallpaper, 1970s wallpaper, take that crap off the wall. It's a pain in the neck, but get it off the wall, paint the wall. Wallpaper, no good. Good bang for your buck. Now carpet. Carpet is a tricky thing. If you can get your carpet looking clean and mean and beautiful, then I would not replace the carpet, but I would definitely clean the living daylights out of it to make sure that it presents well. Now you can replace carpet with cheap carpet, make the house look great, but a new buyer is gonna come in and put in their new carpet anyway. They may wanna put floors in, so do not put in new carpet unless the carpet is so horribly ugly that you might wanna spend money on an inexpensive carpet. Don't go over the top, but that's a 50-50 right there, is that carpet. Next good use of your money when selling your house is doing up the exterior. So you want the backyard to look as neat as the inside of your house. So while the inside is gonna be white and bright and beautiful and clean, the outside you wanna have trim bushes, nice lawn, get some mulch. Here in Charlotte, everyone's using these pine needles. I hate freaking pine needles. Get some mulch. Mulch makes it look more beautiful, and plant some really colorful flowers. Good use of your money when you're trying to sell your house. If your front door looks like hell, I would suggest either redoing it or replacing the front door. I don't suggest doing any other doors in the house. Front door is the first thing that they're gonna see. It's gonna be the first impression after your landscaping is gonna be that front door. Make sure that front door looks good and pretty. Make sure your doorbell works. If the doorbell doesn't work, they're gonna say, hey, what else doesn't work in this house? So make sure your doorbell is working. Spend money and get somebody to do a cleaning of all the windows on the outside. You don't want an inspector or anybody else looking at your windows and saying, hey, these got fog, I can't see this, I can't see through this, what's going on here? You know the deal. Clear the windows, clean them up, make them look pretty. Make sure your gutters are clean. You don't want to have somebody walking up and taking a look at your gutters and seeing that there are leaves in there and they're thinking, what else haven't you taken care of in this house? Clean out your gutters while your guy's inspecting the roof. Let him clean out all your gutters. Check the air filters in your air conditioning system. Make sure they're not black, like black lung disease, coal kind of thing. Make sure you've got a nice, fresh, clean filter in all of the returns. Power washing. Power washing can do wonders. It's an amazing thing, the power washer. You can power wash your driveway and make it look sparkling clean. Power wash your house, make it look sparkling clean. Make sure that all the mold that's growing around the house is taken away. It just makes the house look pristine, which is the way you want to present it. And speaking of power washing, power wash your deck. If you have a back deck, make sure you power wash that. And also, if you have any deck boards, if it's wood and the deck boards are in disrepair, repairing the deck boards, maybe having them redone. People don't want to walk in and see a deck like my deck, or was my deck until I replaced it, where the boards are popping up and everything is warped and it looks like hell, the wood is chipping off. You can replace the deck, the wood. If you have a Trex deck, you can replace something that doesn't look right, but Trex typically is going to look okay. My name is Eli Magids. I'm a luxury real estate advisor here in Charlotte, North Carolina and surrounding areas of Charlotte, specializing in luxury homes, custom homes, and new home construction, but most importantly, I am your realtor with heart. I'm not trying to sell you a house, but here to help you find a home and a lifestyle that you and your family are going to love. Thinking of making a move to Charlotte? Feel free to reach out to me. If you're not coming to Charlotte and you're looking for a luxury home or a custom home or a new home build somewhere else around the country, I have a wide network of people that I trust that I can put you in touch with. So feel free to reach out to me with that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Until we see each other again next time.